What happens when two of South Korea's most beloved stars reunite? Not on screen, not on stage, but in the heart of Paris during fashion's biggest week. You get a night the world wasn't ready for. July 3rd, 2025, Paris Fashion Week was already setting the city ablaze with anticipation, but no one expected this. As the Eiffel Tower lit up the skyline, BTS V and actor Park Bogum turned Paris into their personal playground, ending a months-long silence in a way only legends can. It started quietly. Taehyung was spotted at Incheon Airport, dressed in effortless luxury, boarding a flight to Paris. No fanfare, no announcements, just a knowing glance, and that signature calm that says, "I know something you don't." Within hours, the internet exploded. Was he going for the Celine show? Was it just business, or something more? The answer arrived later that night, not on a runway, but in a dimly lit corner of Club Lark, an ultra-private venue known for its A-list clientele and zero photos policy. But that didn't stop the leaks. Snippets began trickling out, V standing above a pulsing crowd, bathed in neon, moving with that quiet magnetism that only he possesses. It wasn't a red carpet, it wasn't a fan event, it was a celebration. And then came the twist. Park Bogum entered the frame. Fans went feral. The iconic Taehyung-Bogum bromance, dormant for months, had just reignited in the most cinematic way imaginable. Together, they danced, laughed, and embraced like no time had passed, sending the internet into meltdown. "This isn't just friendship, this is history," one fan tweeted. "Taehyung is back, and he brought Bogum with him," read another. Fashion insiders claim the event wasn't just an after-party, but a private soiree hosted in V's honor, his unofficial return to the public eye before the Celine show, and maybe a signal of bigger things coming. Whether it was the music, the Parisian night air, or the magic of seeing two best friends reunite, one thing is clear: Taehyung is back, and he's not alone. The City of Light just got a little brighter. If you followed K-pop or K-drama for any amount of time, you know that the bond between Taehyung and Park Bogum is one of the most iconic celebrity friendships in South Korea. From surprise joint vacations to front-row seats at fashion shows, their interactions have always felt authentic, never staged, never forced. And that authenticity was on full display at Club Lark. Eyewitnesses described them as inseparable that night, with Bogum arriving shortly after Taehyung and greeting him with a warm hug that drew cheers from the intimate crowd. It wasn't a photo op, it was a reunion. The two spent hours together inside the venue, occasionally joining the crowd on the dance floor, sometimes retreating to a more private section where they could talk, laugh, and share drinks. Those lucky enough to attend described the atmosphere as electric, yet relaxed, like something out of a dream. No official photos were released, but grainy clips and blurry snapshots spread like wildfire across social media, each one analyzed frame by fans who couldn't believe their eyes. What made this night even more special was the symbolism. Taehyung, having just completed his military service hiatus, could have chosen to return with a formal press event or fashion appearance, but instead he re-entered the public eye on his own terms, surrounded by people he trusts, celebrating life, friendship, and perhaps a new chapter. Fans also noticed subtle details that hinted at something deeper. The DJ reportedly played a few BTS classics, including Singularity and Stigma, songs that hold personal meaning for Taehyung. At one point, Bogum was seen raising a glass during one of the tracks, as if to toast his friend's return. It was a soft, private moment in the midst of all the chaos, one that fans are now calling the real encore. Outside the club, the streets of Paris were calm, but online, it was chaos. #TaeBogum trended globally within minutes. TikToks, Instagram stories, X posts, fan art, reaction videos, content exploded across platforms. For the ARMY and K-drama fans alike, it felt like a long-lost storyline had just resumed. But the night didn't end there. Sources close to the event revealed that Taehyung and Bogum left the venue together sometime after 3 a.m., avoiding paparazzi with the help of club staff and security. The two were said to be in high spirits, laughing as they entered a black van that whisked them away through the streets of Montmartre. Where they went next, no one knows, and maybe that's part of the magic. One thing's for sure, this wasn't just a reunion. It was a statement. Taehyung isn't just back. He's back in style, back with his best friend, and back in the spotlight. But this time, it's on his terms, with the people who matter most beside him. And for fans who've been waiting patiently during his absence, it was more than just a party. It was a moment of joy, relief, and celebration. A whisper of what's coming next. The next morning, Paris awoke to headlines it didn't expect. BTS V spotted at secret party with Park Bogum. V returns, and he brought the bromance with him. But even with all the buzz, Taehyung kept it cool. No press statements, no social media posts, just silence. And that's what made it even more powerful. Later that day, just hours after the night at Club Lark, Taehyung was seen again, this time stepping out for a quiet walk near Le Marais, a chic neighborhood known for its galleries, cafes, and vintage boutiques. He wore sunglasses, a simple black coat, and had AirPods in, blending in, yet still effortlessly standing out. A few lucky fans spotted him, but no one dared approach too closely. It wasn't chaos, it was respect. After all, this was V, an icon, but also a human being reclaiming his rhythm. Park Bogum was nowhere to be seen that morning, but sources say he was staying at a nearby boutique hotel. Insiders claim the two may have had brunch together privately before parting ways. Whether or not that's true, one thing is undeniable. The energy around them hasn't faded. Fans have been flooding social media with their reactions, some joyful, some emotional. This isn't just about Taehyung being in Paris, it's about him choosing how to return. The fact that he didn't even need to say anything, he just was, and we felt it. Even industry insiders are taking notice. Several fashion critics now believe Taehyung's appearance at the Celine show may mark the beginning of a broader comeback, not just as a singer or idol, but as a global icon. And Park Bogum? He's rumored to be preparing for a new film project in Europe. But with the two of them spotted together again, some are already speculating about a possible joint campaign, or even a surprise appearance at the runway itself. Whatever it is, one thing's clear. Paris didn't just get a party, it got a moment in pop culture history, and the world still watching what V does next.